last team call in the month of May, my loves. I am excited that you're here. I have been churning my little brain muscles all afternoon for you guys, really just focusing a lot of my energy and my time on the idea of recruiting, and not just recruiting one or two people, but how do we develop these really large organizations. And because I see other people doing it, and I'm thinking there's got to be a way. It's just that, like Seth was just holding up a Rubik's Cube at the beginning. It's literally, we've just got to find the right combination to get all the colors lined up so that we can hit the ground running and start exploding our individual little tree businesses, okay? One of the things that has always been very popular in our business is 503. But frequently, I feel like people can get to the 500, they can't even get one. And so I give a prize for 501, feeling like if they can just get one, then they're gonna, have some success and they're gonna feel excited. But I created a little graph, and I wanted to go through that with you guys because I want to do a comparison of the 501 formula versus a 502 formula, so you can see the impact by just focusing on recruiting 2 people a month and duplicating down to your teams and teaching your teams how to duplicate 2 people a month, how that would impact your business. All right, so I'm going to share my screen because I want to jump right in to show you this graphic so that when I tell you my strategy for recruiting, you'll listen. Okay, all right, share screen. We're going to go right here. All right, so can you guys see this chart right here? It says 1 person recruiting chart. Somebody just, Michelle, shake your head, yes? Okay, good. So this is a model, a 4-month model for a 501 formula. We'll just say a 501 formula. So I'm going to use my little mouse here. This is you, and you started your business. And in June, all the yellow is June. So in June, you recruited 1 person. Okay, then in July, you recruited 1, and that person that you recruited in June recruited 1. So the 2 greens are the Julys. Do you see that right there? Okay, so then in August, everyone has been taught to recruit 1. Okay, so now you recruit another in August, then they recruit 1, and that they recruit 1, and they recruit 1. Do you see how these little branches come off here? So all the orange are all the people that your +1s added in August. And then purple was for September. So every single person on the team added 1 more person in September. So you can see here in September, we added 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that was a big month because the team added 8 people, right? That's actually a pretty decent little model. And what I did here for you guys is I just broke it down to you what your growth would look like if you followed the 501 formula. So your team total in June would be 2 people because it would be you and your person that you recruited. Okay, I tried to get fancy with my transitions so that it would just pop up each month's bubbles, but like I said, I was running low on brain function, so we just did this. So in June, it would just be you and your 1 person. In July, it would be you and your 2 people. See these 2 people here? So that'd be 4 people, right? In August, it would be 8. Woo! So it would be all of these orange, yellow, and green. And then in September, it'd be 16 people total in your business. So you'd have 15 people in your downline, okay? Now, if each one of those people sold $125 and just barely qualified, right? If everybody just qualified, oh, happy day, everybody got $125 in sales or bought $125 of products to stay active, then your wholesale would be $187 in June, $375 in July, $750 in August, and $1,500 in September. So you could see that if everybody was just doing the bare minimum, even though you had 16 people on your team, you would still not be pink status. Okay? If you challenged your team to do the 501 formula. So now everybody's actively selling 500. Now your team is at 750 the first month, 1500. Look, by your third month, you've been promoted to pink status, okay? By your fourth month, you've been promoted to blue status. So this method of 501, teaching your teams to get 501, is how you could get blue status in 4 months. That seems like a pretty, pretty easy thing to manifest, right? If everybody just recruits one, right? If everybody just recruits one. And the good part about this formula is slow and steady. It's the hair. It's the, you know, win the race. Is that that's a $2,000 buffer. So just say not everybody got the $500. Like just say not everybody did that. You would still have very good chances of going blue status in September because there's a big buffer there. And that's, I already calculated the wholesale retail numbers. So you can tell 16 times 500 is not 6,000. It's a lot more than that. So that's what you would have wholesale, which is what you need to promote. So I used wholesale numbers for the purposes of understanding. So now I want to just talk about really quick, what would happen if we just added one more? What if we just added one more person? And if we challenged everybody on the team, instead of recruiting one person, to recruit 2? Right? Do you want to see what those numbers look like? I'm just going to let you look at this chart for a second because it is ginormous. It is ginormous. All we did was double the level of effort. Okay, so you might think that it would only be 30 people that were added if we doubled the level of effort. No, because every doubled up person created new branches, created new lines, created all of this out here. I'm not even going to try and like show you, but this is you right here, right? In June, these were your first 2, okay? In July, these were your second 2. In August, these were your third 2. In September, these were your fourth 2. All you've had to do is recruit 8 people in 4 months. And if you've taught them to do that formula, this is what they've done for you. Do you see all of these people? Okay, so this chart is huge, and I also made it in a printable form so that you guys can like have it in your own files or whatever. But now I want to talk numbers because this is where it gets serious. This is where you guys really see the impact it has on your business. The first month you only have 3 people on your team because it's the 2 people that you recruited. If it was $125 bare minimum, you'd have 281 or 1125. So you'd be yellow status. Okay, your first month, you'd end up, actually, no, you wouldn't be a yellow status. That's sorry, I said that wrong. You would not be yellow status because that's your team sales. In July, you would have 9 people on your team. So that's all the green and the yellow and plus you as the blue. You'd have 9 people on your team. If everybody did the 125, it would only be $843 in circle sales. But if everybody did 500, it would be $33.75, meaning your second month you hit pink status and you are almost blue status. If you pushed yourself just a little bit, if you said, I can sell more than 500, I can sell 1,000, then you would just, in your second month, you could go blue status. Let's move on to August because this is where it gets good. And I'm talking to you green chasers out there because this is the method that you guys should be implementing right away. August. Everybody recruits 2. Your team numbers immediately hijack up to 27 people on your team. How many of you have 27 people on your team right now? Not many. Not many. In fact, I'm the only one with 27 people on my team right now. On this team, there are no legs that have 27 people on them. If everybody did the bare minimum, you could be pink status. If everybody did 500, you'd be green status. Okay? By September, you'd have 81 people on your team. You'd be close to making green status with a few extra, maybe a couple rock stars with some wiggle room, whatever. You'd definitely be blue status. Or you could go all in balls to the wall. Everybody does everything, 502. And because those first 2 people that you recruited are doing the same thing, they now are on their 3rd month. Does this make sense? I hope this makes sense, right? Because you're in your 4th month, but they're on their 3rd month, meaning they're hitting green status. And if they're hitting green status and you hit green status last month, what is that going to do for you? This $30,000? It's going to put you very close. It's going to definitely get you orange status, but could quite possibly get you purple status. And that's only by adding 1 more. Imagine if you did 503, what that would look like. Imagine if you set the standard for your team to do some recruiting. If we made recruiting a priority instead of sales, because everybody's always focused on sales. Let me sell these kudos. Let me get these robes. Let me get this. Let me do that. Let me just sell some foundation. But if our focus was on recruiting, we would be building empires. And instead, we're building little shacks. Okay? We are not growing the way that we need to because no one is recruiting the way that we need to, including myself. Okay? So now I'm going to talk about some of the recruiting things that we've implemented. And I don't know if anybody has done this, because I will tell you the truth. This is a little bit of tough love. I gave you guys homework last week and not a single person did it. Okay? I gave you guys homework last week and not a single person did it. Okay, so I posted this morning about being coachable. We've got to be willing to break out of our shells and try these new tactics and these new strategies in order to start getting this kind of growth, okay? So again, the homework is to create your journey video, not a why video, but a journey video. When Unique came into your life, what made you sign up? What were your concerns? What's been your experience since you signed up? How has it been becoming a presenter and the sisterhood and the foundation? And you can give all those little nuggets in that. I also posted my own personal example. Okay? And then there's the messaging, right? Who's been messaging 5 people every single day? It's time for us to get serious. I want to be serious. I want to be orange. I want to be purple. I want to be black. And I know that there are people on this team that want the same thing. And it is time to stop lollygagging. It is time to stop making excuses. And we need to put the pedal to the metal. Okay? So I started this. And after seeing that chart, you should be like, oh, hell yeah. Oh, hell yeah, 502, 502, let's go, 502. That is no longer the goal. That is the standard. Does that make sense? It's not the goal anymore to get 502. That's the baseline for success. All right. So now I had sending out the messages has been very fruitful for me. I want to see if there's a way that I can. Okay, good. Now you can see me big and clear. You guys can all see me big and clear, right? I wanted to come back and I wanted to remind you guys about this form right here. I think I packed it away on accident. So I've been sending my messages. Here are my pages and pages of messages. I've probably sent 400 messages, okay? Of that, I've had some calls. Of that, I've had some lots of people say that they want to join, but I wanted to bring you back to this form right here. Hopefully you can see it. It is something that can be printed off from your back office, okay? I call it my 4 Ps sheet. Potential presenters, products, people that mention that they want to buy something, people that want to have parties, and people that want to book play dates, okay? So it's the 4 Ps, products, presenters, products, parties, play dates, okay? Look at my presenters list. Do you see it's full and I've started moving over and started using up space along the bottom? I've got 31 names on this. That's 31 names of people that have told me yes. So while you haven't seen me recruit anybody yet, I promise you there's about to be a wave, and then you're gonna be like, holy shit, how did Marie recruit 10 people this month? It's because these last 2 months I wasn't playing. I gave you guys the messaging formula, and I've been working it and working it and working it. And I've been giving people time to think about it. And I've been going back and touching them again and again and again. And I promise you, this is gonna reap fruit. Okay? You've got to get on those messengers. You've got to be keeping a list. How do you know who's potential or not? These 30 names, these are people that have told me yes. Every single one of these people, I've had a person-to-person conversation with. And every single one of you should want a potential presenter list that is longer than your potential product customer list, right? Because as we just learned, all you need is $500 a month. And there are those of you that are rocking out thousands of dollars a month because all of your energy is focused on sales. Where does it need to be? Recruiting. 100% hands down. Okay? You want to build, you want to promote, you want to cross that stage at convention. You need a team. You cannot do it by yourself. Okay? So I have one more thing to give you guys in our team call. It's another strategy that I've implemented with Michelle, and I'm going to unmute her in a second so that she can kind of speak to her experience of how it's worked. But I'm officially opening it up to the team. So we did this small little dry run. Can somebody please come get the puppy? Okay, we did this. I did a small dry run with Michelle Squared, as I've dubbed them, the two Michelles. And what I had them do was message maybe 10 people. I don't know how many messages. I'll let Michelle speak to that. But I had them message people and say, oh my gosh, girl, I was just given an opportunity by one of the elite leaders in our company. She's in the top 2%. She speaks to hundreds, and she offered me an opportunity to have an exclusive call with just a couple of people that I hand selected, and I immediately thought of you. Can I count you in Sunday night at 8 p.m.? Okay. So then you might have to send a bunch of those messages, just like with recruiting, right? But what does this do? It gives your people, especially if you're new in the business, someone else. It's called third-party referral system, a third-party recruiting system, because now you have given me all of this credit. You have edified me to your friends. You have so much respect for me. I'm a leader in the industry. I know my stuff, and she is doing this exclusive thing just for me. Right? So now your friends are going to come on, and now what am I going to do? I'm going to do the heavy lifting for you. I'm going to tell my story. No, please get out. I'm on a call. I'm going to do the heavy lifting for you. I'm going to tell my story. I'm going to have some jokes, and then I'm going to push them back to you. And I'm going to say, well, when it finally happens, I'm going to say, Michelle's amazing. She's one of the up-and-coming rock stars on my team. I know she's building a great business, and you are going to thrive with her as your mentor. Right? So then I have validated you as a presenter in her eyes, because I, as someone big wig in the company, have given you a little shout out. So do you guys understand how this third-party recruiting thing could potentially help you find those two people? Because if you got 2 yeses to a call with me, and then both of those 2 people signed up and say it's the first week of the month, do you see how you got 2 people at the first week of the month, how that might make you want to say, hey, well, let's see if we can do it again and get 2 more? Do you see how exciting that would be? And you're not having to do every single recruit yourself, right? You just put them on one call with me, and then they hopefully sign up. My point in sharing this with you guys is because we've got to come up with new ways, right? The ways that we've been doing it have not been working. And the way I know that is because our numbers haven't been moving. Everyone is still sitting on the same number of recruits as they had at the beginning of the month. So if somebody else had a better formula, then I would say let's try that. But at this point, nobody's system is working. It's time to do something different, including with me, including with me. So, and it all starts with me. So I try to give you guys like everything I can to make sure that we're all successful, because I want your teams to be growing too, not just my team. So, Michelle, I want to unmute you for a second so you can talk about your experience over the last, it's been like a little over a week, right, that you've been sending out these messages.
Well, I don't have any of those notes with me because I didn't know anything, but
on the spot.
I think I sent out 20 messages. So of those 20 messages, I got one that said yes, she wanted to do the call, and 2 that were maybes. So keep that in mind. That was 20 messages. Okay, so I did the copy and paste. However, I try to make them a little more personable, each one, and I say, hi, and I say their name. Something else that Marie had mentioned, and I did not do just because I had most of my messages sent out, and but would probably work better too, is if you show the excitement in your voice, and instead of typing the message, you give them a voice message or a video message. You can do the video message too now. So I thought it was a great idea because just that, Marie always knows what to say. And I always feel like I'm an idiot fumbling over my words, trying to say the right thing, make sure I don't screw up. I'm always afraid they're going to ask me that one question that I'm never prepared to answer. And so I felt like it was a great idea just for, like she said, that someone that's in the top 2% of the company can give more experience, more information, maybe give them a better outlook than somebody who has been with the company for, almost 2 years and is still not to the top 2% of the company and is a friend, or, they all have that. She's just trying to make money off of me because that's what they think that this is. So I thought it was a great way to do that. Unfortunately, my one girl that wanted to do it, we were going to do it on Sunday night, and I think with it being a holiday, it wasn't good because I couldn't get her to commit. So I'm going to go back to her, and we're going to set up a time, hopefully that she will get with us. But I think it's a great thing. I think everybody should try it. Like I said, I sent out 20 messages, and I got 2 maybes and a yes. So don't send out 20 messages thinking that you're going to get 20 yeses.
Right. It's a funnel.
That's great.
It's a funnel system. It really is, just like with everything else. And the most important thing to remember about recruiting is so many people think that, because customers will reach out to you when they need a lip gloss or when they want a foundation. They're not shy to say, hey, I want that. But when they want to sign up, they're very shy to say, hey, I want that. Okay, so, and I know new people, especially as you start bringing new recruits onto your team, they're not going to feel ready to recruit themselves yet either, right? So having someone else do the heavy recruiting, and all they have to do is invite their friends and let me do the work. Yeah, I mean, that's more for me to do, but ultimately it benefits us both. Right? So how can I help you be more successful is 100% my goal. I can recruit. I've recruited 84, so I know how to recruit, but you guys don't. And so I want to make sure that I'm helping you, as many of you as possible, especially the new people that come into this and they're like, how do I look like somebody's mentor? How do I pretend to be somebody's, talk about everything, and I just got my kit. How do I do that? So like the second they get in, my new girls, this is going to be part of the new plan. I want you to hand select 5 of your friends that you think would be amazing at this, and ask them if they would be on a call, just for information, right? So now I'm digging into their friends list for them, and I'm recruiting for them, right? I'm taking the stress and the anxiety off of their plates, right?
Right.
And another quick little tip that I want to add to that is, this is something that I just said to M Squared earlier. One of the small tweaks that you might want to make in your verbiage before you tell them about the call, start with, hey, what are you doing Sunday night at 8 o'clock? Because then they're going to look at their schedule, and then they're going to say, oh, I'm free on Sunday. What's up, girl? Now they've already told you that their calendar is clear, and so that's one less excuse that you're going to have to navigate after you tell them what you want them to do.
Right.
Okay? It's a little trickery.
As well as So for me, when I first had said I would do this, I was thinking, who am I going to send messages to? So, and I don't have a big circle. I don't have a lot of, people to go to per se. Actually, what happened was when I was in Colorado, I had sent out a message asking if there was anyone out there that was on a group site that was looking for a work at home or, making money in your spare time, that I was looking for business partners. I went back to that post. All of those people that commented, I had already shot them a message telling them that I was in the skincare and makeup business, and is it something? I didn't throw up on them. I said, hey girl, I thank you for responding. I'm in the makeup and skincare business with a fabulous company, and if this is something that sounds like you want more information about, let me know. And I left it at that. If they replied yes, or yeah, I would like to hear more information, but I can't right now. Those were all the people that I went back to and sent messages to. That was when I was in Colorado, and this was on a Colorado group, so most all of them were from Colorado. And I did that. I've been back a month, and it was probably a month before I left that I did that. So that was like 2 months ago. All of those people, I did friend request that had said yes, they were interested or wanted more information. And so I kind of still had them in my news feed. So it wasn't like I just reached back out to them 2 months later and said, time is now. So that's how I sent 20 messages. I didn't cold message anybody. It was all people that had already said something. So
yeah. And another place that I've been sourcing every single person that I've been messaging is from my Facebook Lives. And even if you get just small amount of viewers, even a couple of small amount of viewers could still produce some potential recruits. So I would go in and maybe say, Jenny had come on my last 2 lives, right? And she didn't like buy anything or say anything other than like just chit-chatting with me. And my message to Jenny is, hey, Jenny, I just wanted to message you really quick and thank you so much for coming on my lives. It means the world to me that you enjoy what I'm doing and that you're a part of my online community. I know this is out of the blue since we haven't really met and we're still getting to know each other, but I'm growing my business. Would you be interested in a quick call to see if this would work with what you're already doing in your life?
I like that. That's a great idea.
So I made them feel good. I gave them the warm and fuzzies by saying thank you for being a part of my business. Thank you for coming on my lives, because they don't have to watch me live, but they do, right? And I've had much more success sourcing it from my lives than I have cold messaging anybody. Okay, so that's what another important reason why going live on your main wall is so important, not in a private VIP group, because if you're in your private VIP group, the only people that are going to see it are the people that are in that group, and it's like going back and beating a dead horse and constantly asking the same people over and over and over again, and they're tired of it, they've already heard it, they've already decided that they know what it's about. Okay, so go through your friends lists like one by one and start sending messages like that to those people that are in your friends list. It's not cold market if they're your friend on Facebook. It's not considered a cold market. At some point, they decided that you were good enough to be friends with on Facebook with. Okay? Because some people are very picky. I'm not as picky, but I used to be way picky. So go through your friends list. Don't judge anybody. Send the messages. If they're your Facebook friend and you've never approached them about the business, send them the message asking them if they would, telling them that you got an exclusive opportunity with one of the leaders in the company. She set aside a little time just for you, right? Now they feel like, oh my God, this is so important to her. I want to help her out. It's just a call. I'm just going to show up and listen. Okay? All we want to do is get them on the call. And it's going to be a learning curve for both of us because I don't know exactly what to say. But thankfully, Michelle said, I know what I'm to say. And most of the time, I'm just like, blah, 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 blah. And it comes out sounding pretty good.
Yes, it does.
We know. Can you put it in writing? That's my problem.
You want the script of what to say to them?
The verbiage, yeah, that's what I need.
Yep, I will post that with the homework.
Okay.
Because just like last week's homework was the video, I want you guys to still do that. I still want to see a video. I want to see you talking about it. And this is why. Because at some point in the near future, your teams, if we follow this and implement it, are going to need more than one person to cover those calls. Right? You are going to be like all of the blue statuses, the people going for green, like soon enough, you are going to be the one holding those calls. So learning to talk about your story and your triumphs and what you've learned and your lessons and the nuggets that you've gained, the confidence and the things that it's done for your life is so critical, because I don't want you to be a follower. I want you to be a leader.
Can you give me the script for that too? I'm telling you, verbiage is my problem.
Yes, I'm always happy to help you wordsmith anything, Susan.
Okay.
For your video, it's just about you talking about your story, and you might record it 2 or 3 times. I didn't say everything I wanted to say in my video, but at the end, I wanted it to just be organic.
Okay.
Okay, so before we stop our recording, let's go ahead and see if anybody had any questions. Sherry, Angela, besides the scripts that Susan wants.
I'm good.
You good?
Yep. I'm gonna hit those scripts though, because
You're good?
oh child.
Yeah, I'm gonna post the script. I'm gonna post the script. And I mean, we still got 2 days left in this month. I don't see why anybody can't send out a couple of messages, even using the basic generic script that I'm going to give you. You can tweak it all you want. You can make it custom, but I don't see why anybody couldn't send out 10 messages, 5 a day, tomorrow and the last day of the month. All right. Go back to those past customers. That's a fine market to tap into. They're just past customers. And you could even say you love the product, so I thought maybe you'd like a little more information. Okay. All right. Nobody else had any questions? I know that was a lot of information. I will be posting the graphic for the 2 charts so that you guys can have it as a reference. Also, your homework will be to work on your script and to get that video made. All right, my loves. I hope this fired you up. I hope it's got you on the recruiting mind frame, and I'm excited to see where this new adventure takes us together.
Okay, girlfriend.